Not gonna lie, that song pumps me up, man.
Yeah, it gets it going.
So, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 54 of Fan Experience TV. It is a pleasure to have you joining us again. And for those of you who are just joining us, my name is Mike Katos. I'm going hat backwards today.
Yeah,
and I am your host. And alongside me is my co-host Rick Molina. How we doing, Rick?
Mike, doing well. You're rebelling tonight, man. You're going against the
honestly. If I have it forward, it's just weird shadows. So yeah. that's really all it is, and I just don't. My hair is a mess.
No, but the night's good. Got a little. Got the Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors going on over here. 76-74 at the half. Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, a lot to get to. We're going to preview our show on Sunday, and then we get to little Trevor Bauer. So why don't you kick it off, letting our fans and our viewers know what's taking place on Super Bowl Sunday for the Fan Experience TV?
Yes, absolutely. So as we said, tonight is episode 54. I think it's the universe telling us that they want episode 55 on Super Bowl 55 Sunday.
Yep.
So we decided that we will have a special big game pregame show Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, between 3 and, we're going to try and go until about 5, and right before you guys all have to head out to your Super Bowl parties. Some of you will already be at your Super Bowl parties, and we want you to call in. Everybody here, just shoot us an email. If you want to call in, let us know, and we'll find a spot for you to come on. We will also be inviting all of our previous guests to come back and make a cameo appearance for those that are available. We will not be doing spreads tonight. We will not do a spread preview tonight. I mean, we'll give our guest an opportunity to talk about it if he wants to, but we will not have that special spread segment as we do normally on Thursday nights. And we're gonna have predictions. We're gonna have prop bets. We're gonna have against the spread. Halftime props, coin toss props. We're just gonna have fun, and we want you to join us 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday for episode LV 55, same as the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's going to be a great episode. We want you guys calling in from your Super Bowl parties. Tell us what the menus are, how many beers you're drinking, who's there. And we also want you guys to be safe. Remember, we're still in a pandemic, a lot going on. Make sure you're wearing your masks, social distance. Obviously, listen, you're going to be at a Super Bowl party, but please be safe out there. But yeah, tune in, a couple hours for the game as you guys are eating your wings and your chips and your beers and your pizza. And, tell us your prop bets and your predictions for the game and what how you think the game is going to play out. So we're looking forward to that show. It's going to be a lot of fun Sunday at 3 p.m.
Absolutely. And our Instagram is at the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
Some of you are watching this on Twitter. And, so you could just DM us there, DM us on Instagram. DM us on Facebook, wherever you're watching it, you could definitely private message us, or you can email us at fanexperience@playingthefield.io. And if you want to come on, we'll talk about it, and we'll find you a spot on the show for Sunday. So until then, we got a great show in store for you tonight.
Yep.
And we have, my New York Mets looking like there is a distinct possibility that we will get Trevor Bauer in a New York Mets uniform.
Yeah.
They offered him, what was the deal, Rick?
3 years, close to $100 million.
All right, 3 years, close to $100 million, and I would love to see him in Flushing. Yep. There is rumblings that a deal is done, and then there's also rumblings that a deal is not done going around on the social channels out there. But we will wait and see. But we should probably have some kind of news by later tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, this is the offseason that you wanted. I mean, you cannot script an offseason better than what the Mets have had. They get the owner they wanted in Steve Cohen. Guys on Twitter engaging with the fans, then gets into a whole thing with the Dave Portnoy, and he got off that. But he signed Lindor, signed Carlos Carrasco, and on the verge of bringing the prize that they wanted, Trevor Bauer, to the New York Mets, to add some swag to that locker room, add some leadership, and add to that pitching rotation that is just looking unhittable. I mean, with DeGrom and Bauer and Thor and Stroman. Who am I missing? I think I'm missing somebody else. And Carrasco. I mean, man.
And they got another guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but man, the Mets are loading up right now. And you got to say, I mean, they're not the favorites to win the NL. But, you know, if you're the Dodgers, if you're one of those top teams in the National League, I mean, playing the Mets in a 5-game or 7-game series with that pitching, well, that's going to be tough, man. And that lineup, I mean, it's looking good. You couldn't have asked for a more perfect offseason than what you've gotten so far.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the last 20 years of moves all happening at once. I mean, obviously, there's still that dark cloud over the Mets because you got all this stuff with Porter, and then you got the Mickey Callaway news earlier this week. Yeah. You know, so they can't get out of their own shadow with when it comes to and the GameStop stuff, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
And then SNY took said a couple of words against Steve Cohen. Yeah. And the Wilpons still own SNY. Yep. So, and then they ended up, retracting and apologizing, but it's just like, come on, like, do we need the soap opera too? Like,
but from a baseball perspective, you have done phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah. From a baseball, you've done phenomenal, man. I mean, it's great. It's going to be fun, man. I'm telling you, once they get people in there, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I actually just got an email today about the season tickets. So it's looking like they're planning. They're planning on having a season, and they're planning on having fans in the stands. Obviously, there's a lot of disclaimers when it comes to the season tickets to save their own hides there. Yeah. But, I mean, as of right now, it's looking promising. But, obviously time will only tell, and, how we get through the remainder of a couple more months. But we have the Super Bowl on Sunday, and then it's pitchers and catchers in a couple of weeks. So things are going to start rolling fast, and I'm actually looking forward to a baseball season. I always look forward to it, but I usually like April 15th, April 20th or so. I'm like, this is over.
No, but you're right. It is good that, you're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel, right? Citi Field's going to become a mass vaccination center, so people are going to be able to get vaccinated there. All the drugstores are going to be getting the vaccines pretty soon. I mean, it's starting to roll out, I think, and it's starting to happen. I think you can just, like I said, see the light at the end of the tunnel. Fans are going to be in the stands. I think by the end of the summer, going into the fall, going to the playoffs, we're going to have more people in the stands. And I think it's going to be great. But you're right. It's something about pitchers and catchers. The weather's going to get warmer. It's going to get nicer out. Baseball. It's I can't wait, man. I'm over this snow. I'm done. It's over. At least for me, I'm over it.
We're supposed to be getting another batch
on Super Bowl Sunday.
On Super Bowl Sunday, and I pray that it's not bad, because I do not want to be spending Super Bowl Sunday going outside and cleaning up and shoveling. So, but I took off Monday, so
same here.
At least there's that.
Same here. I took Monday off. We recommend you take Monday off, people. I mean, it should be a national holiday. We got to talk about that one day.
It really should be.
Yeah, the day after the Super Bowl should be a national holiday.
We could talk about it with our guest, and we could talk about it after the.
We talk about it with him too.
All right, but now we will be bringing on our next guest. Joining us is recent Ohio State alum and also the host of the Bird's Eye View podcast. Joining us now is Jason Goldstein.
Hey, how you guys doing?
How we doing?
Jay, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Ohio State just beat Iowa in basketball. We're about to be top 5 after this week. So, I was obviously a couple weeks ago really disappointed when we lost the national championship. That was miserable for me, but I'm glad now that our basketball team's playing amazing. And in my opinion, right now, we're the third best team behind Baylor and Gonzaga.
All right, awesome. So I mean, we usually start the show a little different, the conversation a little differently. But you mentioned the national championship game, so let's get down to the nitty gritty with that. We're Jets fans. We got the number 2 pick. You've watched Justin Fields. So what is your take on, how he is as a quarterback? Do you think the Jets should take him if he's going to fall to number 2? I mean, or should they go with Devonta Smith? That's who we're thinking that they should go with.
Well, my personal opinion with the Jets they should take Penei Sewell, because I think it'd be great if you surround Sam Darnold with 2 tackles that are amazing. And I feel like they're not going to take a quarterback if they hired a defensive-minded coach. And also, I'm a Giants fan, and I've seen a lot of quarterbacks die for the Jets. And Justin Fields he's one of my favorite college players of all time. So I do not want to see him in a Jets uniform. I don't want him to go and be set up to fail. Because here's my thing: Trevor Lawrence, wherever he goes, he's going to be amazing. Justin Fields, his issue is he holds onto the ball too long at times. Sometimes he sticks with his first read. He got better at reading defenses as the season went along. And so I feel like he needs to go with a good coach. And Salah's going to be a great coach for you guys, as will, I think, LaFleur's an OC. But I feel like he needs to get someone with the weapons. And I'd love to see him on the Panthers personally. But yeah, like Fields, he'd be a good pick for you. He'd be a great pick for you guys. I obviously kid when I say Jets kill all careers. But as a Giants fan, I don't want to see him doing well for the crosstown rival. But Fields would be a great pick. But personally, I think the Jets should go with Sewell because offensive line is the second most important position in football.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So where did this did you always love Ohio State growing up, and that's why you picked to go to school there, or did you gain more of a love for them because you went to school there?
So yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be an actor. And one of my friends was an Ohio State fan, said Ohio State's a good acting school. So I'm like, that's where I want to go, blah, blah, blah. That acting career kind of dies a couple years later. I'm not really into sports when I first said that. And then one day I start getting into sports and I throw on a college football game. It's Ohio State, Oregon in the Rose Bowl. I'm like, hey, I remember saying I want to go to Ohio State. I watched that game and then I just fell in love with them the next season when they had Terrell Pryor. They were number 1, and they got upset by Wisconsin. And then the basketball team had Jaron Solinger, Aaron Kraft, and were the number 1 overall seed until Kentucky upset us. So that's when I really got into Ohio State basketball. I guess them being near the top in football and basketball where I first started getting into the sports helped me. And so I've always rooted for the Buckeyes year in and year out. And when I was looking at schools, I got into the business school at Ohio State. I visited the school, and I'm like, this is where I belong. And it's the best decision I ever made was going to the Ohio State University.
Jay, love the energy over there. So what's it like down there on campus, as a student at Ohio State, the sports-wise? Tell us about the sports culture. Tell us what our viewers is like, because Ohio, you talk about Ohio State, the Buckeyes, Urban Meyer, Eddie George, all that history. What's it like over there on campus?
It's just insane. The allure of seeing a player on campus is just like, wow, holy shit. You see somebody wearing –
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Let it rip. Fuck it.
All right, just making sure. Yeah, so you see someone wearing a backpack, you're like, holy shit. And then especially, Jordan Fuller, even though he wasn't playing freshman year, I'm at a bar and I meet Cardale Jones, so I buy him a drink. I meet J.K. Dobbins a couple years ago. He's personally my favorite Buckeye of all time. He was a really cool guy. And it's just so awesome. And everyone loves the football team, no matter where you go, whatever class you're in, the gym, the library. There's always at least 15 people wearing Ohio State gear. And Saturdays are just amazing. I mean, because Big Ten, they love their noon kickoff, and they always want Ohio State in the noon game. They don't realize what that does to our student body. I mean, it's forcing us to get up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to start drinking and just partying. Especially the Michigan game. Michigan, my freshman year, well, I can't say I'll never forget, because I'll remember how we woke up at 3:30 to start pre-gaming. Our bars open up at 5 a.m. for $1 Wells, $1 beers, and it was the craziest day of my life. And plus that Ohio State, the team up north game that went the double OT when JT rightfully got the first down.
Yeah.
the best sporting event I've ever been to. Just the atmosphere, the crowd, the game itself. And I've been to Super Bowl.
Wow, that is incredible, man. That's incredible. So you talk about how old were you when you first, Cardell Jones or whatever? I mean, you picked. It seems like you picked up sports pretty late. How old were you when you first started? Sort of, this caught your eye to this passion for Ohio State.
So it started seventh. I won't say the age. I remember I was in sixth grade when the Rose Bowl happened. So I started watching regular season Ohio State football during seventh grade in both basketball and football.
Okay.
So then, but I think other sports I got into before baseball, I got into during the 2009 season. I played it at sleepaway camp, started watching when I got back. Yankees won the World Series that year. Obviously, haven't been back since. But, I was thinking earlier today, if the Bauer signing does happen, we could have another Subway Series.
Wow. We'll get into that in a little bit. I like your attitude. I like the attitude, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Mike feels about that, but I'm personally okay with it.
Yeah. I'm good with a Subway Series.
Yeah.
Just a different outcome. That's that's it. I mean, that's so let's touch on the fact that obviously you're a late bloomer as far as like sports goes. So you wanted to be an actor. Like, what drove you down that path? Like, who were some of your like role models growing up when you were looking down that path?
It was really Adam Sandler. But once I realized that the path to being an actor was theater and plays, and then always being picked for a background role. After like sixth grade, I realized, all right, yeah, this isn't for me. Then that's when I really started getting passionate in the sports. The person who really got me into sports, my childhood idol, the late Kobe Bryant. So when he died, I was at the library and just like was shocked, had to leave. But because that was really the first sport I got into was basketball, which segued me into all these other sports: football, baseball, college athletics. So So, and then after that, I wanted to do journalism for a while. Then it seemed like, I think I talked to you a bit about this, Michael, when we first talked. Then as I was approaching later in high school, it seemed like all the journalists were former players. Everybody on ESPN, he just retired, gets a job. So I kind of started to think, all right, let me go more towards business, as business is more realistic for me. And then the podcasting game has really grown the last 4 years, and that's when I got into creating a podcast, and also I'm trying to get into the business of sports.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the journalists of tomorrow are going to be podcasts at some point today, because you have to. It's all about personal brand at this point, and that's part of the reason we want to bring you guys on. It's because we want you guys to gain exposure, especially with you wanting to get into that side of the business. It's definitely fruitful to keep putting yourself out there any which way you can. I watched some of your clips on Instagram. You're very passionate, you're very animated on the Bird's Eye View podcast. And have you had any guests, or do you want to have any guests on your podcast?
Yeah, I've had some guests. So sometimes it's just been my friends, whether it's just shooting the shit or, I've a friend giving more of analysis and talking about a team. I had one of my friends who was a walk-on at Ohio State, but, he came on. So we talked about Ohio State football, got sort of the inner workings from him. I don't know how much you guys follow Barstool Sports. You probably don't follow him, but Eric Hubbs, he's like the leader of Barstool Yankees. And he was actually on my podcast just last week, and me and him talked a lot of Yankees, and he talked and some Knicks and his Packers. And also, I friended Dominic Hickson, former Giant, when I was on Facebook.
I know Dominic, of course.
In like seventh grade, I guess. And I messaged him in seventh grade saying, "Hi, I'm a huge Giants fan." And then 10 years and 2 days to the day I messaged him that, I decided to message him about the podcast, and he came on to preview the Giants season. So I've had some pretty exciting guests on.
That's awesome.
That's incredible, man. And you went to Super Bowl 42 and you saw the catch. Tell us what that's like.
It was Super Bowl 46, but
46. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But I still saw the Manningham catch.
You saw, but tell us about that. They're playing the Patriots. It's against Brady. Eli's driving them. I mean, what was the stadium like when Manningham makes that catch on the sideline right there?
Just everyone staring up at that replay board, like hearts panicking. Everyone just you could hear a pin drop because everyone's waiting. And then once you start seeing the replay, the Giants fans start clapping. I was in a relatively Giants congregated area. with some family friends. So we were all getting really amped up and excited about the game. I remember, there was the safety and then the touchdown to make it 9-0 early on. So we're getting excited. Then as Brady does, he chips into the lead, and me and my friend at the same time turn to each other and just happen to say, my stomach hurts, because anytime my team's in a big game, my stomach always gets in knots.
That's incredible. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, so it was just like an amazing game. And then obviously, even the last play of the game, it looked like it almost would have got a tip in the Gronk's hand. It felt like that ball was in the air for like 30, 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And then obviously you go back a little bit, the Bradshaw touchdown. I kind of remember like even saying like, should he kind of just like knee the ball? Should he knee it? And then he sees him lean. And then my friend's dad, who took us, doesn't really know anything about football, goes, oh, what an asshole move trying to show off. I'm like, no, he was trying to knee the ball. And then that was just...
I remember watching that game going, my God, man, I can't believe they're going to pull it off again. Now, I mean, I've never been to a Super Bowl. What's the atmosphere like at the Super Bowl? Is it just like nervous tension the whole game? Is it like, or is it, I mean, are you like standing the whole game? Like, what's it like as a fan to watch the game live? What is it like?
Oh yeah, you're standing the whole game. There's no sitting except for maybe commercials or whatever.
Okay.
But even so, it's like you're standing the entire game, and but I was in 8th grade, so I'm so young and everything's so exciting to me. And you meet all these famous people. Travie McCoy, I met. God, how do I know? I really don't remember all the famous people I met. It was
that the guy that sings Billionaire?
I want to be. Is it? I honestly.
No, is that him? No,
it's not him. No. Because I literally remember it's he's part of a band. I used to listen to him back in when I was in 8th grade, but now I really don't listen to him anymore. But I remember like thinking that was really cool. I met Jason Kidd at the Giants at the season opener that year.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it was really cool meeting a bunch of celebrities and how lax it was. But the coolest part was after the game. I'm little. I'm in 8th grade. I can sneak my way down to front row, like in front of the field. I take my shirt off because like I always, when I was younger, I'd take my shirt off, paint my stomach blue, or not paint, draw on marker. Some random person puts his arm around me, and some random guy puts his arm around a shirtless kid. I don't care. We just won the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, someone walks up and goes, Spike, you want to come on the field? He takes his arm off around me, goes on the field, and I was like, holy shit, that was Spike Lee.
Wow.
I didn't even realize that. I was just like, oh, I'm like, wait, Spike.
That's an awesome story, man.
Wow. Yeah, no, wow. That's crazy. And that was the Super Bowl? What game was that?
That was the Super Bowl, yeah.
Super Bowl 46, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. Where was that one anyway?
Indianapolis. Just nice stadium.
So how did you guys get around to getting tickets?
Well, my family friends, they went every year from that Packers-Steelers Super Bowl all the way through to Super Bowl 49, I believe.
Okay.
The one in not the one in MetLife. The one that the Patriots beat Seattle in. And because obviously, they know how passionate I am about the Giants, and they're Giants fans too. They took me to that one. So that was just an amazing. Yeah, that was
that in Arizona? Was that in Arizona? Maybe no.
No,
what was that one?
46.
No, the one with the Patriots and the Seahawks. What was that one at?
I think that was Arizona.
Arizona. Okay, yeah.
I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that was Arizona.
Yeah. You got a fan in the crowd there.
Oh, that was one of my roommates.
Alex, thanks for joining us.
Alex, thanks for tuning in, man.
Much love from the zoo. What's the zoo?
Well, my nickname at school is Bird, hence Bird's Eye View. I really don't know where it came from. It just kind of happened. Yeah. His nickname was one of our other friends made the nickname up Rhino, and our other roommate was Cam, so we just said Chameleon, and we called our apartment the zoo.
Nice, very nice. So talk to us a little bit about you just graduated from Ohio State, so. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing? I know you're doing the podcast, but like, where are you going as far as trying to find work, and what path are you looking to go down?
So currently I'm working just a temp job And I have it for about 6 months. It's more an accounting role, and it's I'm learning more good business skills, and it's something for now where I can learn and grow and get paid temporarily. And then obviously there's an option to bring me on after the temp job ends. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, but I also want to at some point get into the business of sports field, whether that be getting into journalism somehow. My podcast gets picked up by Barstool Sports, working in sports management, doing PR and sports marketing. I know I've looked at some sports marketing firms in the past, so I definitely at some point want to get into the sports industry, possibly go back to get my master's in sports management, because that's definitely one thing I wish I did at school was majored in that industry. I just felt like business was the way to go for me. But obviously now I really love sports, and I don't know if you guys follow soccer.
Yeah, somewhat.
A little bit.
So I was lucky to have an internship. My mom was sorority sisters with one of the owners of Manchester United.
Wow.
So I had an internship for them in London, and that was the experience of a lifetime.
I
think we talked about that when we spoke a few months ago.
Yeah.
But tell our viewers a little bit about working out there. How long were you there, and like just the atmosphere? Because obviously they take that stuff seriously. I mean, obviously you talk about Ohio State and the passion amongst the students and the student body there, but you have a whole entire city just like crazy over that team. So to talk to us a little bit about that.
So at least where I worked, my office was in London, and it was a lot more focused on the business side of things. Obviously, people were fans of the teams, although you had a couple Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans of other clubs that work there.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, so I was in the corporate development team, and one thing that was cool, I was there during the heat of the transfer market. So every week I was reporting players that were bought and sold for over 10 million, players that were bought and sold by Manchester United to Barcelona, Bayern Munich, all the Premier League clubs, and then the big Spain, German, French, Portuguese clubs, and just basically, looking at overall net spending, overall gross spending, doing an analysis, and then also just looking at projects, seeing about if Manchester United could get into the U.S. gambling market, potentially essentially getting into certain different business ventures. I don't know how much I can talk about.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. No, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's trying to just get into different business ventures to further increase their brand, and just doing a whole lot of study of analysis of markets they're trying to get into, and seeing how other clubs or other leagues that have entered in these markets, how it's been working for them. It was just really cool working in another country. I loved going to work every day. I loved the work I was doing. It was never like dreading it, walking with a smile. And plus, being able to live in London was just really cool. I said I wanted to go abroad, but abroad was not really a big thing at Ohio State. Most people traveled abroad in the summer. So it was nice to be able to do that. I got to go to Prague, Amsterdam, Barcelona, and Paris.
Wow. Now, did you catch any soccer games while you were out there? I mean, was the league going on?
So my last weekend there actually was the opening weekend of the Premier League. So I got to go to the season opener, Man United versus Chelsea, and they really liked me. So usually they take interns to games, but I was the first intern to go in Suite 7, which is their top which is their top luxury suite. Suite 7 because all their best players were number 7. And in the suite was Josh Hart and Jimmy Butler. So I met both of them, and I was just like,
wow, that's incredible.
I was like in heaven, like seeing Jimmy Butler, Josh Hart eating great food, being able to go to a soccer game back when, gosh, I miss crowds now, just being at a game like that, being at Ohio State games. But the last sporting event I went to was actually a Knicks-Cavs game in Cleveland.
That's it, man. I'm dying to go to, as you can tell, I got my Knicks little sweater right here.
I did not know that because the mic was blocking it.
Yeah, no, it's for all my viewers.
Yeah.
Our viewers, though, I'm a rabid Knicks fan. Like, I watch every game, and then I watch this show on YouTube. It's called Knicks Fans TV. I watch that like incessantly after the game, just kind of get like a breakdown. I mean, I'm a rabid Knicks fan, but that's just, one day I hope to be able to go to a Knicks game sometime soon.
This is definitely the most invested I've been in the team in a while, just because, with the Giants, football's on every Sunday. I'd go out of my way to stream them.
Yeah.
The Yankees were always a contender, so I'd go out of my way to stream them. But also the big thing was I couldn't get MSG Go on like a TV, on like a Roku TV or the Xbox.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot harder to stream them. And but it's been a fun team to watch this year. I love EQ. He needs to be starting.
Yes, 100%.
Although,
So tell us about, what do you think of the team? They're 10-13. You know, Tibbs has got them playing well. What do you think? What do you think so far?
I've honestly been fine with this. Like I said, we're not a contender, and I still don't think we're going to be a top 10 team in the East this year. But honestly, it's direction. Sorry, I want to.
Careful. No, that's all right.
I don't know.
For the first time since I was in high school, whatever, that 2012 year, we have a direction instead of any lack of direction. And it's crazy too, because our first round pick hasn't really played well. And I'm not ready to quit on Obi, but I was big in the Halliburton camp. I was a really big Halliburton fan. So that morning I spent that entire day just watching Halliburton, Denny Avija, Obi Toppin, all these highlights. And I came to the conclusion I want Halliburton because even though Quigley's great, he's more of a scoring guard. We need more of a facilitating guard because Julius Randle's been good, but when he's our facilitator, he tends to try to do too much at times.
And he does those ridiculous spin moves, and the ball goes everywhere.
Yep.
Listen, I'm a big Obi guy. Like, I want to see Obi play more. I think he just hasn't found the rhythm. He's not playing. Yeah. But I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, I saw him when they played us, and he's been really well. But I like IQ. Something about his attitude I really, really enjoy watching. RJ's just dominating people, like playing that bully ball. You know, he's got to work on his 3-point shot because he's an inconsistent shooter. But, you know, with the young guys coming up and they got a couple of more picks, man, I see the Knicks in a couple of years really being contending, man. I really, really do.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even at this point we don't even need to like people. One of my friends is saying, "Oh, you guys think you're going to get Giannis?" Well, guess what? I
don't want Giannis.
I'm like, no Knicks fan at this point. After the KD Kyrie thing, I don't hear any Knicks fan talking about us signing a big free agent anytime soon. At this point, we just want to get good because one of my friends is a Nets fan and he hates the Knicks because one Knicks fan that we know is very like optimistic. And he's like, yeah, Knicks fans are the worst. I'm like, we're literally just suffer. I'm like how are we? I'm like, Yankees. I admit we're a toxic fan base. We're a toxic fan base, but the Knicks are a suffering fan base. How are we a toxic fan base?
No, it's just you just want to try to boost your own spirits when there's nothing really there to boost them with, but it can never be mistaken as cockiness.
No,
I mean let's just call a spade here. Have you run into Spike Lee at any Knicks games and relived? Have you talked to him?
No. The last Knicks game in MSG I went to was pre-Porzingis, so it's
wow. Oh, that's a couple of years ago. Yeah,
because the thing is the Knicks were so bad. I just didn't feel like spending the $60, $70, $80 just for average seats to see my team get their ass kicked. To me, MSG wasn't worth it. So it was nice when me and my roommate it was on MLK Day last year. Where it was like, you know what? Let's go to see Knicks Cavs in Cleveland. Tickets are, I think, $8.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was nice.
That's what we need to do, Mike. Like, we need to go like on the road and see one a Knicks like to like the 76ers or something like that.
That's what it was because one of my friends from high school who also goes to Ohio State, we've been saying that for 4 years, and every day would fall on a Wednesday afternoon, a Thursday afternoon, like a Sunday night on like a game day, and it was like, all right, like or something. So it worked out when it was MLK Day. We drove back Sunday night to my roommates, and then just went to the game Monday. Drove back after. It's funny. We went to the casino at 3 p.m. on a Monday. That was an experience.
Casinos are good. They're
fun. What's your game of choice?
I like roulette. I like to play. I like the risk. It's kind of like I describe watching roulette because you never know where the ball's gonna drop as the free throws when you're betting on basketball spread. The free throw game betting on basketball spread is the most exhilarating, especially college basketball is my favorite sport to bet on.
Yeah.
So to me, it's probably my second favorite sport. But I do want to get into some betting talk because I did hear you guys talking about the NFL.
All right, here we go, Mike. Go ahead, set it off. Go ahead, Mike.
So funny, I bet 65 to win 372 preseason on the Chiefs. I'm a man who, I like taking risks, but I also want to hedge. So
Okay.
I put 45 on the Bucks. I'll net $2 if they win, but I still net 327 if the Chiefs win. So obviously rooting for the Chiefs. And I broke it down. I was recording earlier today for the podcast. That it's a tough game to pick because how do you bet against Tom Brady, who's the GOAT? But how do you bet against Mahomes after like what you see from him?
Yeah.
And obviously the Bucks defense, it's streaking. They're not going to give up 500 yards to Tyreek Hill again like they did last time.
Yeah.
Obviously, no Eric Fisher, no Mitchell Schwartz, but I just don't see how you can stop Pat Mahomes in this Chiefs offense. They're just too damn good. I like the Bucks to cover +3. I love the over in this game.
Yeah. What is it?
And, but then also, so I love the over. I'm not touching spread or over itself. I'm more like taking props. So I wrote down some props. I think I did this the last 2 years. Bet on a successful 2-point conversion at +200. I just like that because teams go for it more and more now for 2. It's
I can see that. Definitely.
Okay, yeah.
I did this actually back in March. I was on my phone, nothing to bet on. I just needed I needed to go on my betting app just to act like I was betting. And I saw NFL Super Bowl props. I'm like, what? So I bet tails back in March. So tails, hoping for that. And then the other two, Gatorade color. I'm taking orange is the favorite. You never take the favorite because what's the point of in my opinion, getting -105 for Gatorade color is not good value. I took yellow at +400. I heard you guys mention halftime props. I didn't like the halftime props, so I didn't take them.
All right.
National anthem. I looked it up. I don't have one on my book yet, but it's over one. I have 159. I'm going over. I feel people.
Who's singing the national anthem? Do you know?
It's Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan. So I feel 2 people would take longer. Eric Church. I mean, I like country. He hangs on his verses. Yeah. And it's just been like a really shitty year for America. So I feel like there's that American unity really honing in on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's solid theory. I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And I might take more anytime touchdown scores, but one thing I loved was getting Le'Veon Bell anytime touchdown at +325. I just thought that was incredible value for a player like Le'Veon Bell, who I know you guys might think differently of him, but still a solid player.
If he gets in the goal line, if their goal line, they might go Bell and just slam it in there. I mean, that's
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, they did that last year. I mean, Damian Williams got 3 touchdowns last year.
Exactly.
In the Super Bowl. So, and, obviously it's going to be between Bell, Darrell Williams, and Edwards-Helaire. So, yeah, they do have like a 3-headed monster, but I don't know how healthy Helaire is because he's been banged up for a couple of weeks. But Bell, in a big game like that, I'm sure they're gonna ride on him a little bit in crunch time. So, something along those lines. But how about Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell being in a Super Bowl after the Steelers said, sayonara, we don't need you. We can win without you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that turn out?
Yep. And it turned out with getting embarrassed at home by the Browns with 3 receivers who just like to make TikToks all day.
Yeah, man. Well, they're young, they're immature, they got to grow up a little bit over there. And Ben is a drama queen over there. I mean, it's just so we'll see how Tomlin handles that next year. But they should have won that game. I mean, it's just
I was happy for my friends who are Browns fans. I was really happy for them.
Yeah, well, they were. We had somebody from the Browns on early in our podcast. I think when they were they started 0-1.
It was right before the season started.
Right before the season.
It was. Was it? Was it?
Yeah, it was like
night?
a week. It was the week prior.
I think it was opening night, actually.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. The Browns weren't playing that night.
Yeah, but they got blown out by the Ravens, and you're thinking, man, another rough year, and they get to the playoffs. So, but we'll see. It depends. I don't know how far Baker Mayfield could take that team. I just don't know if he's the quarterback who's going to take them, past the divisional win or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask you guys as Jets fans, are you guys getting Watson?
I was just gonna ask you, what did you think about the Watson? It's looking like Denver. There's a lot of rumblings about him wanting to go to Denver and that being a possibility. Well, here we go. We got some prop bets coming in here.
All right, let's see.
Over 0.5 rushing yards. plus 130. Also, go Dogs. All right. So what is first let's go to that. Like, what kind of is the atmosphere in Ohio State? Is it more Browns or is it more Bengals?
Oh, it's more Browns for sure. Definitely more Browns. Pretty much all my friends are Browns fans. I have a couple friends who are Bengals fans, but no, it is definitely Browns country. There's a couple like bars there will do deal for Browns games. I've never heard of the bars doing really anything for Bengals games out there, so it's definitely a lot more Browns.
About probably like a decade ago now, but I was heavy into the trying to get into law enforcement kick, and then there was a law enforcement test out in Columbus. So, I took a road trip. I went out there, and then it was like a Saturday, and I'm like, all right, let's just go to a local bar and just, grab a beer or whatnot. And the whole Ohio State game is on. It's unbelievable how packed out it was. Everyone, like you said, everyone is just rocking that gear. I mean, it was kind of, I think it was like about 3 miles from the campus, and they were away that day. But it was insane. Like, I've never seen that for an NFL game.
The bars on game day are insane. Like, there would be games a lot of the time, especially my senior year. We were so fucking good. I'd sell my ticket for $50, keep drinking until I passed out. You go to the bar, and it's so much fun just watching at the bar. Especially going downtown's fun, and just God, I miss it. The pre-pandemic, just watching sport events at a bar, just befriending people, hugging random people.
Yeah,
that's what I miss. Like, even going out for the divisional round and wild card round. I'm at the table with my friends, but I'm not going over to other tables talking about their bets. Like, March Madness was my favorite thing to watch at a bar for sure.
I can't wait till the this stuff is over so we can go to bars and games.
I mean, it's all about the community thing.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Playing the field. We want playing the field to get out there and rolling. So we can get people going together and going to bars together, games together, and like you said, it's just the atmosphere and like you're just hugging random people and you're just getting along and meeting all these different people, and the camaraderie is just second to none when it comes to you're rooting for your teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So getting on the Jets real quick, Deshaun Watson, we were talking about that. Me and Mike have been going back and forth on it. I mean, after what I saw the Detroit, the Rams give up for Stafford, if I'm the Jets, I stay put where I'm at. I either trade down, or stick it out with Darnold and take Devontae Smith at number 2, or even Penny Sewell, because they could use somebody on the right side and really load up on that offensive line. Or if you're gonna, draft a quarterback at that, take Fields or take Trey Lance or take Zach Wilson, we'll see. But I just don't. The Jets are not. I don't think the Jets are like the Dolphins, where they're in a position to blow up and give up their whole draft for one dude. They're just not there yet. And I think Deshaun Watson knows that. I think he's just using the Jets as leverage for somebody else to make a move. He's either going to go, if Gruden pulls off what I was reading yesterday, that Gruden might be able to pull off a trade. I think Colin Cowherd was talking about it yesterday about the Raiders. The Raiders might be in on him, but the Broncos seem like the ideal place for him. They got talent at receiver with Jerry Jeudy and what's his name? Sutton, Hamler. I mean, that's an ideal spot for him, or Miami. But is Miami going to give up on Tua? We'll see.
I've been saying no. I think he should go to the 49ers. I think
he'd be unstoppable there.
Exactly. Him and Kyle Shanahan's offense with Ayuk, with Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. I mean, that would just be an electric offense. I think if I'm the 49ers, I'm giving up 3 first-rounders, even like 2 seconds, like whatever it takes to get him. Because I think the Niners should go all in to get Watson. I think he takes them possibly the best team, to the NFC favorite if they get him.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with you there. And then he's in a division with Stafford and Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson.
That would be. I mean, even if he goes, if he goes to the AFC West, I mean, you're gonna have Herbert, Mahomes, and Watson all in the same division.
And as somebody was saying today, why would he want to go to the AFC West? He's got to, he wants to beat Mahomes. He doesn't want to see Mahomes twice a year. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense for him. But I think look, I think he's going to go where there's talent, where they're on the cusp of winning, and where he's happy, and where Houston gets the best deal. But that's what I think. That I just don't see him going to the Jets. The Jets aren't ready for him. They're just not built for him yet.
Yeah, I don't think the Dolphins are ready to give up on Tua just yet.
Yeah. I think that's sort of a smokescreen too. I mean, unless they do the whole Josh Rosen thing and blow it up after 1 year, right? But I don't know. I just can't see them doing that.
No, it's definitely tough, but you're also talking about
Watson.
Oh, you got a lot of fans, man. Yeah. All right, yes. Colin.
See money.
Jason is a sports guru and trusts this guy's opinion with my life.
See money is putting his life on the line for you.
See money. We got who's the chameleon? Any of these in the chameleon? Or no,
I don't think he's in here. That's Corbin and C Money. Those are just two of my other boys.
Nice. All right. So listen, Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 55, 6:00 Chiefs, Bucks. You're taking, obviously you took the Bucks +3 to cover the spread, but what is your prediction? Are you saying the Chiefs are going to win it?
Chiefs are going to win 34-31.
All right. Wow.
Okay.
Field goal last minute to win the game, or?
Yeah, we'll say field goal last minute or a late Mahomes touchdown.
Okay. All right. There it is.
Okay.
Come down to the wire.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I know, every Super Bowl that Brady's been in, and lost, it's been close. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be as close this time around, but we'll save that for Sunday. When we have our big pregame show, you can come back if you want. But you gave us all your picks, so I don't know.
But if you want to pop into your Super Bowl party and just tell us what you're eating and whatever, that's great. But
definitely.
Yeah, I for the game. I just want to say, I think the big thing for me is if Mahomes is standing and his jersey's clean, it's gonna be a long day for the Bucks.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I also think obviously the Bucks. Brady threw 3 interceptions last week or 2 weeks ago, rather, and the Packers could not capitalize. I think if the Chiefs are getting 3 turnovers, so 3 takeaways, they're going to score more than 7 points on 3 takeaways. I mean, you could bet the house on that one. Super Bowl MVP. You want to?
Oh, there we go. Take a shot.
Jaybird, it's on you.
I'm going to say Mahomes is going to be Super Bowl MVP. I'm calling it 4 touchdowns for Mahomes.
Wow. What's the yardage? What's he throwing for?
300 plus. I'll say over 300. I can't give an exact number, but 300 plus and 4 touchdowns.
All right. Who are they going to?
Hill, Kelsey, Hardman, and Le'Veon Bell's going to catch one, hopefully.
I was with you on that one.
I got. If I'm taking Le'Veon Bell anytime touchdown, I have to include him in the name.
Yeah, absolutely. Birdman.
That's on my other roommate Andrew. He was the zookeeper.
All right.
What's up, success? That's the chameleon.
There it is. The chameleon is in the building. All right.
Yep.
You got the whole zoo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Safe pick on Mahomes, and another chime in there. Look at this, man! You're bringing. You're bringing.
Yeah.
Wow. YouTube too. YouTube is it's usually popping on LinkedIn and Facebook. YouTube it's not as popular. But thanks for sharing the link. It's
the man, the myth, the legend.
I don't do that.
That was OSU fanboy. Yeah.
No love for Kelsey. He's catching a touchdown.
Oh, I said Kelsey.
He said he's catching a touchdown. But by the way, I mean, how open can Kelsey and Hill be in that last game? It's just unbelievable. Like Kelsey,
they just turn it on whenever.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. So, Jay, quickly tell us about your podcast. Like, if our viewers want to check out your podcast, they want to see your show. Tell our viewers where they can find you. The show's about. Give them all that insight. So
the Bird's Eye View, it covers a variety of sports. I have the NFL. Obviously, it's slowing down, but every Monday I would recap the NFL, recap all the games that week. And then my Friday show would be previewing the games ahead that weekend and recapping Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then usually with the NBA, I'll just focus on the Knicks. If there was any other really good games, I'll touch upon that. But outside of the Knicks, I honestly don't watch that much NBA as I used to. I watch, if it's NBA or college, I'm watching college basketball that night. So I'll recap the best college games that I watched over the past few days. Always a deeper dive into Ohio State. And I have usually who is hot, who is not, where I list 2 to 3 teams that are on a hot streak and 2 to 3 teams that are not. On my Tuesday episodes, I'll focus on the NBA, and then on Thursday episodes, I'll say who's hot, who's not in college basketball. And then this is another a segment I added where I talk soccer, and it's called Soccer in 90. Usually I do it in like 90 seconds instead of 90 minutes. Lately, I tried doing it in a British accent, but it's really poor. But just trying to add something to it.
Hey man, that's where the acting's coming in, man. All right, it's good stuff.
Yeah, there you go. So,
go ahead, Mike.
And I'll just say for anyone who wants to check it out, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts. If you want to follow my Twitter where I live react to games, it's J Bird's Eye View. If you want to follow my Instagram, it's the Bird's Eye View Podcast. I usually post clips from my episodes, and that's where I do all my promoting. And yeah, I just really love doing it. I'm really passionate about sports. I listen to podcasts all the time, and I want to share my thoughts as I listen. So it's a good outlet for getting my thoughts and just talking sports and having people on.
TikTok too, or no?
I make TikToks, but not sports related. It's mostly me trying and failing to do dances or just some funny stuff. Colin here, C Money. He's the king of TikTok, though.
Yeah.
The Piggly Wiggler. Give him a follow.
Piggly
Wiggler. All right, I'll check that out.
Awesome. No, you don't want to see his TikTok. Are we talking about Jay Bird or are we talking about Collins?
Probably both.
Oh man, awesome! It's crazy, like where social media has gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like how crazy TikTok has gotten over the last year, especially because of the pandemic, and millions and millions. We got like a dancing
emoji
there. Wow, this comment section is on fire tonight.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, Jay Bird's bringing the heat here. Birdman and Piggly Wiggler are top tier TikTokers.
Cam knows.
Let's see one. I think they want you to dance. No.
No.
No. That's not what this show is about, Corbin. All right, go check him out on TikTok if you want to see him dance. Okay. Okay. So you said Bird's Eye View podcast on Instagram, Jay Bird's Eye View on Twitter, and do not check his TikTok.
Yeah.
If you want sports stuff, do not look on TikTok. Yeah. Well, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on, Jason.
It was great to be on.
We obviously wish you the best of luck, and on everything that you got going on, and you're gonna land something in the industry soon enough. You got the drive, you got the consistency. You put yourself out there, and that's it, man. I mean, you just got to keep doing what you're doing, and everything. Like our guest the other day said, you already landed that dream job. Time just hasn't caught up yet. I love that line from Jake.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
it was a good line. But yeah, I mean, thanks again for coming on and bringing your whole zoo with you.
Yeah,
of course.
No, really, thanks for coming on, man. And I like the creativity. The 90-second spot. You're previewing games. Like the creativity's there, the passion's there. You're gonna do great. And if you ever want to talk Knicks for an hour, hit me up, dude. I'll talk Knicks all day. Nope. Oh, hold on.
Muted.
Somebody got muted there.
There it is. So my browser lost connection with the mic. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
We got you now.
Yeah. But like I said, if you want to talk Knicks, man, let me know.
You're good.
Yeah. For some reason, my audio just stopped working.
No, we got you.
We got you.
We got you now.
Thank you guys again for thank you guys again for having me. It was awesome being on, and again, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys again for having me. It was awesome.
Anytime, man.
Anytime. You got a home here, for sure. And hey, down the line. Oh,
what happened there?
He signed off.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there it is.
Well,
first on Fan Experience TV.
Thank you for for Jay Bird and his entire zoo for joining us for episode 54 for the last show before the Super Bowl. We got a lot of great prop bet picks in there. We gotta do our research on the prop bets because there's some there's some really fun ones sometimes. So we
who's gonna get who's gonna get the first down and all that stuff. It looks like Bauer is.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that, man.
Awesome. He texted us saying that was awesome. All right. Well, I'm glad that he had a great time. We had a great time having him, and we definitely appreciate all of you tuning in. So yeah, I mean, obviously Sunday, we definitely have to. We're gonna have a lot of fun previewing. What else we got going on in the world of sports right now?
Still waiting on word on Trevor Bauer. No word yet, but it's trending like it's going to be the New York Mets. So we'll wait and see.
And we mentioned the Watson to potentially to the Broncos.
Yeah.
And but you bring up a point. Like, why would Watson want to go into Mahomes?
Yeah,
especially if a trade like that may cost like Von Miller and a couple of picks.
Yeah.
So
100%.
So they're gonna compromise their defense. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they got some talent at wide receiver. They got Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay there. They got Jerry Jeudy. They got Cortland Sutton. They got KJ Hamler. So he's gonna have weapons offensively.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, that's gonna be without saying.
Yeah.
But
let me ask you this: do you think Vic Fangio is the coach for Deshaun Watson? You think he's the right guy to lead that team if Deshaun Watson gets traded over there?
Deshaun Watson was able to play with Bill O'Brien. Okay.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that concerns me about Deshaun Watson. Like, I get it, top 5 player in the league, but they had a 24-7 lead on the Chiefs, and they lost that. Like, he couldn't hold on to that. So, in a big game, big spot, had a lead and couldn't keep his team in the game, man. That's got to concern you a little bit, no?
Yes. Well, I mean, the defense is what gave it up, but yes, he should have padded the score. Yeah, he could have had the opportunity to pad the score, but they didn't have a running game.
Okay.
They didn't have a running game. They have no offensive line. Like, Watson can only do so much.
No, I get it. And I hear you on that.
Like when you have a team built up, I mean, Tom Brady, he's a great quarterback and everything, but the team he's on is built to, the offense was built for, somebody to come in and just take the reins and make it a little bit better than Jameis Winston did.
Right. No, I get it. But even Tom Brady, as great as Brady is, the only real top receiver he had is who? Randy Moss? Like, that's really it, man. Other than that, he's had Edelman.
Yeah, that Randy Moss, right? And that Wes Welker and the Deion Branch for a minute.
Deion Branch, Troy Brown. Right? And Deshaun
he's
Watson
never had he's definitely never had the weapons, but he has, he has the offensive line and then obviously the referees in his pocket, which help just a little bit.
Listen, if we ever get Brady on the show, let's not bring up the refs, but what I'm just saying is he had DeAndre Hopkins, he had Will Fuller, he's had some talent on that offense, and I don't know. Sometimes I say to myself, man, is he really worth all those picks? Again, great player, no doubt about it. Top 5 quarterback, no doubt about it. But I keep going back to that lead in Kansas City, and that fell apart.
Is he clutch? That's your.
Yeah.
But
he beat Alabama. No, he played in 2 national championship games. He beat Alabama on a big stage. The guy can play, but at this level, he's gotten hurt. And then I just keep thinking back to whatever it was, and Mahomes was like, "Don't worry, I got this," and he's flinging balls all over the place, and maybe it was just he had a bad defense. I don't know, but it's just that. I mean, everybody's saying you got the picks, go out there and get them, but man, That is, you're giving up a lot, dude. But hey, it's that's why we watch sports, man. To wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited for how this plays out, and hopefully something gets rolling, well before draft time, and we could see, we could see the ramifications of this deal. Obviously Houston's still saying, "Oh, we don't want to trade him.
Well, they're gonna trade him.
We'll only trade him for 2 defensive studs and 2 firsts and 2 seconds or something like that."
Yeah,
that's just. I understand you. I understand your points. And it will cost too much for the Jets, but you gotta at least take the call.
You make the call 100%. Here's the other thing, man. Let me ask you this: if you're Houston, do you trade him into the AFC? Even if you're getting a haul back, even if you're getting 3 firsts and 2 seconds, do you trade him within the AFC?
You don't trade him within the division, but
okay, you're not going to trade him to the Colts.
I don't know how that's going to hurt that much. If they trade him to the Jets, let's say, or the Broncos, let's say, I just, you're only going to play them once every 2 years.
Yeah, but if you get a whole boatload of draft picks and you make your team better and you become a contender, do you want to see this guy in a playoff game?
Well, it doesn't really in a playoff game as opposed to a okay.
I can deal with it in the Super Bowl.
Playoffs? Are the Texans going to make the playoffs? I mean,
I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, but if I'm the Texans, I say to myself, look, we're going to trade him and we're going to get a lot, but do we want to trade him within the conference? I mean, I don't know that I do it.
I don't know but that's not how you play. You don't play. You don't play to not play against somebody. You play. You build your team to beat anybody.
I get it. I get all that.
I mean,
but if I'm the Texans, I'm not trading up to the Raiders.
If you can't beat Deshaun Watson if he's a Bronco, then it sucks for you. It's just you don't have a good team.
No, I just think that if you're Houston, you also got to guard against the fact you don't want to trade him within the conference. I trade him into the NFC. I'd find a team that needs a quarterback. You can get a haul somewhere in the NFC. Somewhere in the NFC, a team needs a quarterback.
Okay, I understand that if you can avoid it, it makes more sense. But you're still not going to get away from Mahomes in the AFC for a long time. So it's like, what's
but he's not a home.
You got Lamar Jackson. You got you got Mahomes. Like those two, you're gonna play in the playoffs. It's just
but I'd rather take my chances with Lamar Jackson, right? Because if I get a lead, I got a shot. If I get a lead against
second year,
what's that?
It's his second year.
No, Lamar Jackson's his 3rd year. This was his 3rd year already.
It's his second year. His first year he played 1 game.
No. The first year they went to the playoffs against, remember, the Chargers, and they lost. Then last year, I think they played the Titans, and they lost. And now this year, he got a win, and then he finally. But again, he fell behind, and he couldn't get ahead.
Did he? Maybe he started in like week 12.
Yeah, he started late, and then he took off because he was drafted the same year as Darnold was. He was 31st pick in that draft that year. Yeah. So I'm just saying, look, I'm just looking at it from the perspective of I'm the Houston Texans. I don't want to trade him in the AFC. That's the last thing I want to do. I trade him in and the only team I can think of is the 49ers. Like that's a team that's loaded, And if you're Deshaun Watson, you would want to go to the Niners because that team's loaded.
No, I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, obviously they got a tremendous running game. They got a great defense. Granted that everyone could stay healthy the next time around. Mm-hmm. And then you got sprawly little wide receivers there like that, that are game changers. Like they're like Swiss Army knives, all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, and obviously Deshaun Watson is a Swiss Army knife of himself. He could toss the ball, fucking real, 50, 60 yards, and then he could also run the ball, So that would definitely bring the Niners to a whole nother level. And, I don't know. I mean, they haven't had somebody like that.
Exactly, man. I mean, that would take the 49ers. I mean, offensively, that would put the 49ers just on another, like you said, another level. And they become the immediate favorites in the NFC if Deshaun Watson goes over there with that team. They are Super Bowl bound.
Yeah, right away. Who else? Who else is there? Who else
Tampa?
is there? I mean, the Packers, if they can get offensive weapons for Rodgers, maybe.
Man, he had a home play game. He had Brady playing the worst half of football in a decade in a playoff game, and he still couldn't win it. He still couldn't win it. Still couldn't win it.
No, I know, but my point is, that is his next best competition.
Yeah,
I mean, you got Russell Wilson, but Kyler. They flamed out real easily against somebody with four fingers.
And the guy got traded. And
he did open up. I didn't read the article, but
What did he say? I didn't get to see it. What did he say?
I
think he's kind of distraught about it.
Todd Gurley reacts. I don't care about Todd Gurley. Does Jared Goff look like Ryan Gosling? Yes, he does. That's what Google has to offer. Todd Gurley was talking about. No, I can't find it.
I'm reading. There's an article here that says Jared Goff had a 2-letter response to Sean McVay, their final. Where it's at, it goes. There was tension between McVay and Goff.
I can just imagine what the 2 letters are. That's all.
Yeah. What did it say? Let's see. Oh, okay. So a night of McVay phoned Goff to inform him of the trade. The coach barely got the details out of his mouth when the quarterback said that he had an incoming call from his father. Okay, Goff told McVay, "I gotta go." Man, you better hope Stafford works out over there, because this seems to me like a coach making a power play right here.
Yeah, I mean, that was just too much traded. I don't know. I can't even put my head around it, like why this was done. Why are you going to give up that much for a quarterback? You're trading a quarterback that brought you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
For somebody who's never sniffed one.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's never seemed like he's an alpha over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of leader he is. I
mean, he had the best wide receiver in football.
Yeah. He had Megatron for 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And they went to the playoffs once.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, okay, so Stafford's going to have Robert Woods, and he's going to have Cooper Kupp, and he's going to have Brandon Cooks is in Houston now, right?
Man, you know what? If you're going to make a trade, why didn't they trade for Deshaun Watson then? Right?
Yeah, if you're going to trade that.
Right. Exactly. Like, that's kind of odd that if you're going to make that deal, why not trade for Deshaun Watson? He's out there.
Are they just trying to? Did Clayton Kershaw have a
because they're best friends?
Have a hand in this? I mean, did they want to play next to each other? They want to, just hang out with each other on off days and whatnot. Like, did Clayton Kershaw buy part of the Rams? I don't know about.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because I mean, he's got the money to do it.
And by the way, have you noticed? I noticed this trend. It's happened in football. They got rid of Josh Rosen after 1 year. Like, these quarterbacks, after a couple of years, like Carson Wentz, he signed the contract. Goff gets traded. Have you noticed now more and more these quarterbacks after let's say 3 years, they're already getting cut. They're already getting traded. They're just getting washed through.
It's turned into a players' league. It's not about the teams. It's about the players.
Right.
And it's just like, especially with the shitty players union.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Speaking of which, you see what Brett Favre said?
I saw that. He's out of his mind, man.
He is out of his mind.
He's out of his mind, dude. Like,
you get paid millions of dollars, so just shut up and do your job. Like, no, that's the whole point of that's what's wrong with like the mentality of like society. If you aren't happy where you are, doesn't matter how much you're making.
Exactly.
If you're not happy, money does not buy happiness. I mean, how long has that saying been in existence?
Yeah, so 100%. I'm with you 100% on that.
I mean, Watson has every reason to want to leave Houston.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just, first off, Houston has had a bad rap for a little while, for a couple of years now, as far as just like, the sports in that city go, obviously with the Astros, and then, the Texans with, you had an imbecile for a head coach who was also acting as an imbecile of a general manager, trades every single draft pick, and then decides, hey, I'm just going to trade the best wide receiver in the game currently for, recoup a couple of draft picks. But don't worry, we're going to get a running back that was 5 years past his prime to come in and help us out. But Deshaun Watson still did good, without DeAndre Hopkins there. But but the fact that you go and trade him and you take away pretty much his best weapon, anybody's best weapon,
100%.
And then you never give him an offensive line. I mean, he went his whole career without one, and you have to get. He needs a change of scenery. It's like, I'm not going to stay here for 5 more years. So what? I can keep getting my ass beat and I can keep getting sacked left and right because they're not going to protect me and they're not going to give me, picks and weapons. And if they do give me weapons, they're going to trade the fucking weapons off. It's like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to win games. I'm here, to be a team player. But if the team doesn't want to be, team players and they just want to be all about, something else, then fuck it. So I don't blame him for wanting out.
100%.
And, for Brett Favre to say, like, shut up, just do your job. Like, dude, that's an old school mentality, which should not have been around in the first place. I hate it. It's like, oh, you just gotta do your job. You gotta pay the bills. Yeah. No fucking shit. You got to pay the bills. Yeah, we all know that shit. Like when you talk to your elders or whatever, like your grandparents, and they say like, oh no, you got to stay there. You got to stay at that job because you need to pay your bills. You know what? No, you can find another job,
right,
that you could be a little bit happier at. Exactly. Until you find that one that you're going to be ecstatic about. I mean, right now, obviously, this show is not paying the bills.
No, it's not. This is pro bono.
Yeah, pro bono. All for you guys. So the zoo, if you're still out there and you're still watching, you can help support the show. But no, we love being on here, and
100%, man.
We just love just talking about sports, and eventually, we will make a living doing what we love. That's all.
But seeing Brett Favre is I think even a little bit hypocritical, because this guy, I'm going to retire, I'm not going to retire,
Yeah.
Dude, like you were such a, it was such an issue with him when he was playing, right? I want to, this is my last year and I don't know. I mean, you get to play all that money, live up to your contract and play. And if you don't want to play, retire. What did he do? He went to another team, right? Because they didn't want to deal with his bullshit. So he went to another team. He came to the Jets, then went to the Vikings. And so, I disagree. I'm with you on that 100%. I don't care how much money you're making in a job. If the freaking job is miserable, get out. You don't need to be there, And Deshaun Watson has every right. I don't care if he's making $1 billion. If the guy's not happy and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, he has every right to say, get me the fuck out of here. And good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. I definitely have No problem with Watson. It's just,
And I'm with you on that. Other people of older generations be like, you
yeah,
gotta stay in the job.
It's a different way
It's
of
a
life.
different world, man. It's just a different world. I think the employee has more say nowadays to say, I want to go here, or I want to go there. I don't want to do this. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different world.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, as you know, as bad as like social media can be, it is it has shown people that they can, sit there and they could, share their thoughts. They have that free speech more than ever before.
Yeah, 100%.
And they learn how to, I mean, obviously sometimes it's really bad and you don't know how to think for yourself.
Yeah.
But I think like if you're in like our age group, like we've lived through both generations and we kind of know what's what. But it's and now obviously people are literally, you won't make a living on social media, or you won't make a living playing video games, or let's talk about that for a second. Okay. My parents would always say, like, why are you always playing video games? You're never gonna make any. I mean, granted, I don't, but that's because I never took it as seriously.
Right.
But look at what fucking esports is esports
crazy.
Players are making, whether they're playing in tournaments or they're just streaming it on Twitch and whatever the other one is that the Microsoft has. I can't remember.
I do not. I know.
Yeah,
But dude, these tournaments, you're right. They're making $3-4 million for winning these tournaments. I mean, millions of people are watching this stuff. They're going to arenas to watch these kids play. It's crazy. It's incredible. You can make money doing anything. I mean, anything. And as bad as social media can be for like people saying stupid shit and the craziest fucking things you see out there, it's good because if the pandemic has shown anything, like sites like Instagram and TikTok and Twitter have allowed people to put their brand out there, sell stuff, whether it's margaritas, burgers, cakes, what have you, do their own. How many people we've talked to, like during the pandemic, was like, man, I was working this job and now because of the pandemic, I got laid off and I started my podcast. I started my company. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the world is changing. I think people need to adapt to it. And if you don't adapt, you're going to get left behind. Simple as that.
And and there was so many companies that say, "Oh no, we're not going to let people work from home. We can't have people work from home." But now look, they're saving tens of thousands of dollars a month because they're not renting their offices anymore. All they got to do is buy computer equipment for what, $500-$600 at the most. If you're gonna have somebody set up with a computer, a printer, a desk and a chair, that's going to cost you $500-$600 one-time fee. You're not going to have to even pay for their internet for crying out loud, and you're still not going to be spending $10,000 a month to house your whole office. And just that old school way of thinking. It's a new world. It's 2021, people. And if anything positive has this COVID, this coronavirus, it's not positive, obviously, because a lot of people have been losing their lives, and it's horrible in that case, but it has forced people to rethink how the world operates now. And that's going to be the one major positive that's going to carry us for the next 50 years until another drastic change happens. But I mean, if we're living in the information age, the technology age, we have to live in it. That's it.
Yeah. And it's and I think also this has changed the way people see their lives, their jobs. Like a lot of people spent more time with their families through the pandemic. Okay, you're closed in, but you're like not at work as much and you're spending more time with your kids, you're at home. Like that's a good thing. Like it's made people realize I can do something else. I want to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's also accelerated the change that was going to come, whether it would be 10 years from now. It's accelerated it like, at like warp speed, man. And like you said, the world has changed. People need to adapt. And for Brett Favre to make comments like, "Oh, you're making all this money," man, dude. In this world nowadays, there's so many ways to make money. There's so many avenues where you can make a living. You don't have to stay there where you are and be unhappy. You don't have to do it. I think people are programmed to think that way. people that be like, look, my 401k, my benefits, you have this thing in your head like nobody's really hiring out there right now. But like at the same time, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? Do you really want to be stuck behind this desk? Or you want to do this stuff? Like, no, there's other ways to do it. And I think, instead of shitting on Deshaun Watson for trying to get out there and do something different, you should encourage him, as well as the regular Joe out there who wants to do something else.
Yeah. I mean, this is the guy that fucking broke up with Cameron Diaz because of her brother, so fuck him.
Yeah, exactly. But if you ever want to come on the show, Brett, more than welcome.
Well, we'll cut that one out. No.
We'll cut that out. No, we got to be true to our fans and ourselves.
No.
We keep it real, man. On this show, we keep.
Well, we got very philosophical over there.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. I mean, you know how we both know how we feel in terms of like what we do, on a day-to-day basis, which sucks the life out of us. Like we would rather just be working on playing the field all day, than doing what we do, for 9 to 5. So it kind of hits home for us. But Brett Favre, man, you better apologize. Think twice,
Yeah, apologize to us right now at the fan experience.
Hit me up on LinkedIn.
And to Deshaun Watson.
Yes,
as well.
100%.
Nah, but I can't agree with those statements, and
Nope.
We'll leave it at that. We've said our piece.
Yep.
And all right. So Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be back with a special episode 55. LV. I got it right.
Oh, you got it right.
Yeah,
there you go. Look at that. All right.
Look at that.
That's a good omen for the show on Sunday. And again, we want you guys calling in. Tell us what you're eating, what you're drinking. Make sure you're doing it safely with a mask on, socially distant, but what you're drinking, what you're eating, where you're hanging out at, what your predictions are, your prop bets, we want to feel the fan experience of a Super Bowl Sunday.
Absolutely. All right. Until then. Oh, I got it wrong now.
Oh, you got it wrong. Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Let me see something. No, hold on. Wait. Let's see. Is it like that? There you go.
Yep. There we go.
There you
All
go.
right. Super Bowl 55 pregame show, episode 55, coming your way, 3 p.m. Eastern, February 7th, 2021.
All right. See you guys on Sunday.
Great night, everybody. See you Sunday.
Peace.
Do you want to meet other sports enthusiasts like yourself? Playing the field can help you connect with people who love sports as much as you do. For friendship or romance. You can showcase up to 5 of your favorite teams on your profile trading card to make it easier to find fellow sports fans. Now you can talk about sports, go to the games, or play sports with others who share your interests. Find out more at playthefieldnow.com.